Hey guys, and today we're going to be talking about Raul Fernandez. Now, the last two overrated videos that I did were on Andre Daikin and Artur Boric. Now these are goalkeepers who are, decent, but very, very overrated. Not so for this guy. He's truly awful. Now, Raul Fernandez plays for FC Dallas of MLS, and he's also the number one goalkeeper for the Peruvian national team. And in this clip we see a game against the Houston Dynamo, where the ball gets played in, and then gets cut back to Andrew Driver, who puts it off the crossbar and in the net. Now, to be fair, the defending on this goal was pretty horrendous, but Raul Fernandez certainly could have done better. Now, if we just fast forward past all of this celebrating, I don't know why they always show like hours and hours of celebrating in MLS games. To be honest, the production of MLS games on TV is pretty bad. Anyway, as we see, the first problem, if we just go back a bit, is he takes a step out as if to come for the ball, and then decides he's not going to come for it. If you're a goalkeeper and you make a decision, then you have to stick with it. You can't change your mind halfway through. But okay, he made that mistake, so he's back in the goal and he's ready to stop this. Now, he's coming out to challenge the angle, which is good. He's got his angles well covered. They're going to have to cut the ball back here. The guy dribbles in, and this is where the problem starts. He starts going down to his knees too early before the ball's even been struck. What you've got to do is you've got to wait for him to take a big touch so you can dive at his feet, or just stay up and delay him so your defenders can get back. But what Fernandez does is he gets panicky, he overcommits, he falls to his knees, and the ball gets cut back for an easy finish for Andrew Driver. Later on in the same game against the Houston Dynamo, we see this goal, where the ball gets cut across, and he spills it, and it goes in. Now, when you're a goalkeeper, especially a goalkeeper for your national team, you have to be able to come to these, and you have to be able to take them confidently. Now, he's decided that he's going to come for this cross, okay. But he's a bit too slow off his line, and he ends up taking it the wrong way. He almost kind of, I think, sees this guy and gets afraid and decides to try and dive away from him. He should have, as you saw earlier, here, he is going out on an angle like this, but then he sees this guy and he turns the other way and tries to get it like that. Now, if he had just stayed his course, then he probably could have gotten to this. And all the same, he gets his hands to it. He's got to have strong hands and be able to grab that and keep control of it so that there's not an opportunity for something like this to happen. You see a clip against Toronto FC where evidently the camera started playing with his zoom functions because this is zoomed really far out. Anyway, there's a miscommunication in the back and the ball is bundled over the line. Now, whoops, I went a bit too far. As we see as this cross comes in, at this point, he still hasn't decided that he's going for this yet. By this point, you should have judged the flight of the ball and come and tried to take it. But he doesn't. He starts coming here, and at this point, this center back is already going up for this. So he should just leave it for his center back, who's not really under too much pressure from this guy, and, who's basically already dealt with it. But instead he decides to keep going, and he gets caught out of position, and the ball gets bundled over the line. Clip against the Vancouver Whitecaps, and this is where I first started to get the feeling that I should make a video about him. I'll just let you watch. Okay, you know what? I think we should all just take a moment to think, to reflect, and to remember that this guy is the best goalkeeper in his country. I really don't want to see who the number 2 is. Oh my god, that was awful. How do you manage to drop something like that? That is like literally the easiest ball that you could have had to take, and you spill it. Remind me why Jay Nolly can't get a job in MLS again? Next week, Vancouver and Dallas had a rematch, and he did this. Is he like allergic to the ball? It's like, it seems that, catching the ball just isn't his thing. I mean, I can accept that maybe, Peru is not obviously the richest country in the world. Not everyone is as fortunate as those of us in North America and Europe. But, I mean, they have goalkeeper coaches, don't they? How does this happen? Like, how do you get a guy that's this bad and have him be the best goalkeeper in your country? And if they don't, surely FC Dallas do. I mean, how has the goalkeeper coach not been like, oh yeah, that guy's pretty bad? I mean, come on! Seriously.